and welcome to this edition of Closing Bell. Yatin is on a sick leave, so I'm here alone to take you through the market close and all the stocks to watch out for this afternoon. It was a day of consolidation when it comes to the markets. We, at one point of time, we did slip below that 18,150 mark, but managed to end the day around that 18,200 mark. Even the broader end of the markets were under pressure, but in the end, the small caps managed to come off day's low and end the day in the green. When you look at the sectoral movers, it was really the realty basket, the media pack, the IT sector, metals. All of them were under pressure. In fact, most of the sectors ended the day in the red, barring the auto pack, which was marginally in the green. Among the top Nifty losers, you had the likes of Kotak Mahindra Bank, Apollo Hospitals, TCS, SBI Life and Asian Paints. And on the gaining side, you had Hero MotoCorp, IndusInd Bank, ITC ahead of its numbers tomorrow. Airtel, it reported a mixed set of numbers. However, they weren't that great a disappointment, and on the back of that, the shares managed to end the day with gains. BPCL was the other one that gained in today's session. Remember, even yesterday's session, it was one of the top Nifty gainers. Among the mid-cap movers, you had the likes of LIC Housing Finance that reacted to its earnings. Even though earnings weren't all that bad, the stock slumped somewhere around 6%. You had Oberoi Realty on the back of a weak operating performance. That stock slumped somewhere around 6%. Aside of that, on the flip side, you had Amber Enterprises on the back of robust Q4. That stock was up somewhere around 10 to 15% or thereabouts. Another bit of news, Cabinet has cleared the fertilizer subsidy cut of 35% in the nutrient-based subsidy for fertilizers. On the back of that, fertilizer stocks like RCF, FACT, National Fertilizers were in focus. In addition to that, the Cabinet has also cleared a 17,000 crore rupee production link incentive scheme for IT hardware. So you had stocks like Dixon Tech, TVS Electronics, once again Amber Enterprises. These stocks were in focus and managed to end the day with good gains. When it comes to important cues to watch, we of course have SBI numbers tomorrow, and brokerages are expecting anywhere around 68% increase in profit and a 25% net interest income growth for the PSU lender. So that's one thing that we will be watching out for in tomorrow's session. Aside of that, let's take a look at some of the stocks that are on our radar this afternoon. The first on my list is Jubilant Food. Weak set of numbers. Net profit was down somewhere around 60%. Revenues were also up 8%. But it was kind of a miss when it comes to the expectations. Margins came in around 20.1% vis-a-vis expectations of 20.6% or thereabouts. So that was a miss once again. And the Domino's like-for-like growth came in at a contraction of 0.6%. But that was vis-a-vis expectations of a contraction of 3% to a growth of 2%. So it was well within the expected range. So no disappointments there as of now. The company opened somewhere around 56 stores in the quarter gone by. No closures, mind you, in the fourth quarter. Now, what has really taken a toll on margins is, the inflationary pressures. There because of high milk as well as wheat prices. That's mainly the input cost when it comes to pizzas, right? So that is something that was a squeeze on margins. But analysts believe that this is largely a transitory phase. As inflation cools off, prices will come down, and that will be good for the company in the medium to long term. When you look at the analyst view, a lot of the analysts believe that it's a good buying opportunity on dips. In fact, when it comes to peers like Westlife and Devyani, this stock is much cheaper valuation wise, and analysts also believe that it's one of the best plays in the consumer discretionary space. In fact, Citi analysts who have reiterated a buy rating say that the Domino's franchisee has the best in class unit economics and consumer and store base and delivery expertise when it comes to the QSR lot. Aside of that, QSR chains have been slow when it comes to growth, and they are largely rich in valuations. As I mentioned, Jubilant Foods appears to be cheaper when it comes to its peers. So that's one stock that one should be watching out for. Of course, we will be getting you what the street views this stock as, and the verdict on the stock post its performance in tomorrow's show. But the other stock on my list is LIC Housing Finance. Numbers were not all that bad. When it comes to profit and NII, they were a beat. But when it comes to the loan disbursements, they were pretty weak, and that is something that may have rubbed off on sentiment, given the fact that margins, net interest margins, were at multi-quarter high. So numbers were good, but loan disbursements were weak and the stock had run up, in fact, quite a bit. And when you look at the street view, Jefferies has a buy rating with a target price of 500 rupees. Morgan Stanley, on the other hand, is underweight on the stock with a target price of 320 rupees per share. But as I was mentioning, the stock has run up quite a bit. It's up over 10% in the last 1 year. When you look at a comparison with its peers, it's cheaper versus HDFC, PNB Housing, and barring the loan disbursement numbers, everything was pretty okay for LIC Housing Finance. So all in all, not looking all that bad. Looks like it just came under a bit of a profit booking given the kind of up move it has seen in recent times. The other stock on my list is Amber Enterprises. Now this stock is into manufacturing, heating and ventilation equipment. The company also offers refrigerators, heat exchangers, air conditioners. So summer demand is something that has been boding well for this company, and the revenues have been pretty good. And when you look at the return on capital employed, it has improved from 11% in FY22 to 15% in FY23 and is only expected to improve from here on. Stock has rallied today in double digits on the back of strong performance in the fourth quarter. It reported an 82% growth in its consolidated net profit on a YY basis. In fact, management has said that it is focused on prudent asset allocation for better return on investment. Consensus recommendations from 17 analysts are that of a buy. And average target price for the stock is somewhere around 2,486 rupees or thereabouts. So this stock is something that you should be keeping on your radar, given the fact that because of the heat waves, there's good summer demand when it comes to ACs, and the company is also ramping up production in new facilities that led to the strong revenue performance and could lead to more better performance in the coming quarters. Well, these were some of the stocks on my list this afternoon, but of course for tomorrow we'll be keeping a close eye on SBI, ITC and Indigo numbers that will be declared tomorrow. Well, with that, I think it's a wrap on this edition of Closing Bell, but I'll be back with the markets at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. In the meantime, if you have any comments to make, you can drop them in the comment section below, and of course keep following us on our social media handles, and for all your other news and updates, keep following us on Moneycontrol. Well, with that, it's a wrap from me. Thanks a lot for watching.